Hello, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is the 3rd of October, 2023. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcast. Okay, so we're going to go over the grand larceny with intent to coerce, deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. They want to make me destitute. You're going to go, here's the thing, we trafficked you. We sold you to Larry, the realtor in Houston, against your will. We made a contract. You weren't there. You didn't consent. You don't want anything to do with this. And we're going to, once we deliver your body against your will by way of kidnapping, false imprisonment, coercion, whatever we have. You want to eat, you're going to do this. You're going to get raped. You're going to have to be with some strange man you don't know and don't like and get raped. And I'm 54. I'm not a teenager. Can you imagine teenagers? They got caught when they did it to me. They act like they don't know that. We've said it over and most victims don't. I do. We've said it over and over for over a year. Trafficking is a very serious crime. It comes with a life sentence per count. This is not 5 to 10 years and you get out or in 3 with with good behavior. This is for the rest of your life per count. You are in jail when you sell a person. And it is sick that you'd want to do that. They want to use my body. They already are. So, with their dark web, their little peep show. My body against my will, without my consent, for profit. And they got caught when they did it to me. Because they've been doing this a long time and they hid it. But when they did it to me, everything changed. And they're all delusionals. Because they act like they don't know that. We've said it over and over and over and over. And Lucius, again, you want to make me destitute. You want to take my car. And if we can get her kicked out of school, she won't get another school loan money and she can't go buy a new one. You have talked about taking my car so that I'm destitute every day for years, recorded every time you do. What police have that? And when are they going to arrest you? We're getting the information, the evidence, the intel to put you in jail so you can't do this crap anymore. We're getting the evidence and the information when we quote you that is to be used in a court of law, Lucius, Calvin, Geppetto, Charles, Dave, Josh, Joe, Matt, to put you in jail. Larry from Houston, who thinks he bought someone. We're getting the evidence and the intel to put you in jail. If you have, in your pretend land, some other reason why there'd be a lot of people working very hard to get that information and get it to me, please do tell the court, since you guys are all in court right now, what do you think that is for? When we quote, here's your names: Lucius, Geppetto the Witch, Sonjay the Hacker, Calvin, Bald Fat Calvin, Blankenship Desiree, Andrew Lawrence, James Rude, Ruben, Richard Dickey, Greg, Tim, Bruce, Oscar, Larry. I have those names. Who's Muffin Man? That's a nickname. Who's Monique Charles? Where's she today? So, being that we have those names, we also have your code words. Papa John's means to deliver the victim of trafficking to the buyer. Hansel and Gretel means you lure the victim somewhere where you can do some sort of harm, typically intended to coerce. Okay? Michael Neely, police officer from Manford. I got a text. How did you know Michael Neely had to be begged to go to Pensacola? That means he said no. And someone said, Mike, go, it'll be fun. I'll pay for it, or whatever he said. To coax him to Pensacola where you could try to kill him and then blow up his life when he didn't die. Right? Little Red Riding Hood is use the family to chew this person up and spit him out, basically. Right? Ratatouille is take him to dinner. Pin the tail on the donkey is a false arrest. Right, Charles? When we quote you, what is it that you think we're doing that for in your little pretend world? I'm telling you, we're going to put you in jail with it, so that you can't do this stuff anymore. Doesn't matter what Tulsa police do. Tulsa police have done nothing but run around, chase me. More tickets since in the last year or so, like about the year, than in my entire life put together. Anybody, a fucking meter maid, can run around chasing a woman who's a victim of sex trafficking and very nearly kidnapping and attempted murder and run her tag and write a ticket. Any meter maid can do it. Our guys, like Tulsa police, want us to call them. We're doing the heavy lifting. We've kept Cynthia alive. We found out Mike Neely was drugged before anybody else said it. Wasn't on the docket. Hadn't been taken in depositions yet. We got the McNamara email. We got the Judge Kirkendall email that goes with the recording. We got the Fabian puzzle tour in jail. We get the every day them talking about taking her car, ruining her car, damaging her car. So she's destitute enough to be trafficked. Coercion. We're doing that. They're not. They didn't do that. We did that. They want us to call them. When they're done being meter maids, we'll call them. But when we're doing their job in their jurisdiction, because there is no choice, there's a duty to intervene, and she's our witness. We have to intervene. It's not up to you. When we quote you guys, is it up to you? No. Nobody calls you and asks your permission, do they? But I'll tell you what, people are sick of this. So it's not been a problem. Everybody's sick of this. We have had no problems getting help at all. You do. You've called all around. Who is it? Is it LAPD? Is it NYPD? No one will call you back. It's a need to know. First of all, they're not going to compromise the integrity of their investigation by telling you or anybody they think might tell you anything at all. But for sure, they're not going to call somebody who acts like they're trying to cover it up. Or you. Charles, he told you, don't invade our privacy in March 2020. Don't invade our privacy, period. Do not contact her or her family in any way, shape, or form, directly or indirectly, period. And she is not to be broke. They've known me all my life pretty much. They know exactly how much money I can make and should be making and would make were you not here being the causation of problems intentionally and maliciously. They know that. You're not fooling them at all. They're the ones that have the names and the code words. And we quote your meetings. And you're not quoting ours. You don't have their names. Because people are sick of you. They don't like you or what you're doing. They're sick of your crime. They don't like you. You're told on. And that's all you've got for 10 years of your life. Because when you said, don't invade her privacy, that's illegal. Don't contact her or her family, also illegal and inappropriate. If you have a question, call your attorney and stop bothering me with that shit. She better not be broke. You get your hands out of her wallet and leave her alone. Stop stealing her money, Lucius. Stop stealing her money, Charles. Stop stealing her money, David. Because I'm going to kick your ass with intel that I'm going to use in court to convict you. The more intel we have, the easier that will be, don't you think? Billions of dollars spent on fighting human trafficking and human rights violations like the deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. Interference with commerce with intent to coerce. Interference with contracts with intent to coerce. Grand larceny with intent to coerce. This is only 1 week. It starts the 24th. So we're looking at 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 8 days. Look where you're at on, look at that. $1,400 I didn't get that I should have gotten. I should have made. Average in Tulsa, the average DoorDasher in Tulsa is $16 an hour. 16 to 24 an hour. There's the references right here. Glassdoor. Indeed, I think Indeed.com has something similar. So it's comparing. Here's how many hours I worked. Here's how much money I made. Here's how much money I should have made. In a week, I should have had $1,400. I don't even have close to that. But interestingly enough, because they have taken my money, it's going to be a charge every time they hit that number hits $1,000. Or if I can't work because my phone's disconnected, now you got interference with commerce and contracts. He's going to charge you with it. It's a coercion charge. That's the act. I've said this over and over and over and over and over. The guys have a forensic accountant that's been tracking all this time. And when I danced, here's how much money she should have made. Here's how much money she did make. Interference with commerce, the buying and selling of anything at all, and contracts. When there's a contract that I'm obligated to pay and you interfere with it, he's going to charge you for that. Lucius, go ahead and run around and tell everybody how you're going to take my car. If I do it this way, then she can't buy a new car. And then she's eating out of a dumpster. She'll do what we say. We heard you say that. How many times? When is he going to arrest you? You think you're going to not get arrested when we have you saying that? And I have your name? Betancourt, that's another one. Betancourt. Beverly. Renee. If I have your name, you need to be shitting yourself. Unless you're helping us in some way. If I just named you, you should be shitting yourself right now. How did I get that? I've not met you people that I know of. I have help. What in your pretend world do you think it is? Yeah. We can't figure out how that's intentional. Because if you could figure out how they do what they do, you would interfere with it. Just like you do everything. Nosy body around. Okay. So I should have made about $1,400 and I didn't. I didn't even get close. So there's 1,000 right there. You're halfway to the next 1,000, very nearly. And it's every time it's 1,000, that's a grand larceny charge with intent to coerce. I don't even illegal use and access to an electronic device. So because my cell phone gets disconnected last night, I'm trying to call my ex-husband. My guy goes, call Ernest. If what we heard today that he testified against you and lied, if that was true, they said he didn't do very well. They said it didn't help a whole lot because he came across as an asshole. My guy goes, he came across as an asshole. Dennis did too, but not as bad as his dad. Mostly Dennis just seemed irritated that I was having to testify. Mr. Perry, every time you contact me, we find out more. Mr. Perry, I don't want to hear what you think or have to say. I do not care what you think. And nobody understands why you can't fucking get that. It irritates I don't want to hear it. We're all sick of you. We are getting the help. You are not. You are getting told on. I do not care what you think, and I'll never help you. And no one understands why you cannot fucking get that. You can't. What is wrong with you that after 10 years of this, you cannot fucking get that? I rejected you. I left. I don't like you. Because you're cruel, you're canned food, and you're creepy. None of which I like. All of that's a turn off to women. You got a serious sicko problem. Serious sicko problem. And absolutely no power over it at all whatsoever. No control of yourself or your weirdo sicko urges at all whatsoever. It is pathetic what you do all day with your time. Why are you even in Oklahoma? What's your schedule? How often are you in Oklahoma? What do you do all day when you're here? Okay, who are you meeting with? Why are you meeting with them? To ruin me? So when you run around, we're going to take her car, and if we can figure out to do it this way, she can't get a new car, and then she's eating out of a dumpster, she's going to go be raped. We know that those girls at that compound are starved and deprived of food anyway. Whatever sick, twisted, torment, torture thing you can do, you do it. That's typical for human traffickers. That's not unusual at all. You're as sick and twisted and monster as all of them. Just because you got Christian and Republican where people think that's what you are, you're not that. You are as sick and twisted monster as any other human trafficker there is. So you try to, David, you're not a businessman. Every time you take my money, they take from you. And there's another mafia guy that our guys have talked to, and he says, if someone is broken and bothered, that leads to sensitive information getting into the wrong hands. You make sure that person's not broken bothered. Period. That would never have happened more than once, if at all, in my organization. And that's why I don't do business with these sex perverts. They have no control over themselves. Everything is run with their mush, you know what. And that goes wrong every time. These people have spent, my guy goes, these people have spent millions of dollars buying us intel, basically, is what they're doing. So he thinks that it devalues your whole organization every time we get something, which we're fine with. He was just kind of scratching his head, wondering what in the fuck kind of stupid does that for 10 years. Every day. So don't go around telling people you're a businessman. You're not. That's not business. I don't know what the hell that is. So if you're going to starve me, I'm starving now. I haven't eaten really much of anything at all for 2 days. So we'll go through these spurts. We'll have 2 to 4 days with no food. And then they'll finally let me make a little bit of, here's a can of tuna. And, or you can go be trafficked. They're going to do it anyway. It doesn't matter. It's just I'll get raped too. And I'm not going to get raped. Do you understand? Charles, I'm not going to... He just typed in my phone. Yes, you are. We're going to get you. We're going to take your car. We're going to ruin you. You're going to do this. We're going to deliver. We're going to take... Duly noted for the record, sir, in your criminal case, that you just threatened me with that again. Okay? Duly noted that you're illegally accessing my phone. Now, whatever happened last night after I lost cell service, I found a way to do DoorDash with no cell service, and I made $20 in about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And I was shocked. It was more than I've done this for a long time. I was like, wow. Okay, so we actually, after they disconnected my cell service, came out ahead, $1.50. This time we weren't short. This time we had a $1.50 surplus. What does that tell you? We said they cloned my phone. They hacked my phone. That kind of looks like maybe you did. They're trying to make me broke. They're trying to make me destitute. We're going to take her car. She gonna be digging out of a dumpster. But she going to come with us and get raped and dig out of a dumpster. Right? Yeehaw. We're God-fearing sex weirdos. How lovely for you. Okay, so there's the financials right there. They have a forensic accountant that's been doing this all along. They just wanted me to do it so that we could talk about it. Because he's not going to divulge what he's got right now. He's saving that for court. So the rule is basically you want $1.50 per mile. You need to include going and coming. Now sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes you're going to stay in the zone. So you're not. It's only when you go out of the zone, or sometimes you can go out of the zone into another zone and switch, and then pick up orders coming back, or stay up where you are, stay down where you are, whatever part of town you're in. Just it needs to be covered going and coming either way. $1 you gotta include all of that. So if I'm gonna get if I get a $3 mile order at $5.50, that's clearly covering it. And if it's 3 miles, it's typically I'm not gonna go outside the zone. So as soon as I take that order, I'm gonna get a new one. Normally, that's what happened. For me, they block all the orders. And then, remember, they're getting their people to order and get around an algorithm that chooses drivers randomly so they can get me on the doorbell camera. So Mr. Perry can say, I'm not stalking her, Judge. Look, while she was door dashing, I had my guy call in and order something, and he took a picture of her on their doorbell camera. See here? While she's just working, I got a picture of her. See, I'm not stalking her in Oklahoma. This is not where I'm going to... that I live nearby Mr. Perry, and we just happen to show up at the same grocery frequently. This is not that at all. I have moved twice to get away from him. I live in an entirely different state. So for him to know where I am or concern himself with where I work or when I work or what I do is stalking, and it is a felony, but it's part of the trafficking, isn't it? See, I don't live down the street from you, and we just both accidentally happen to show up at the same grocery at the same time. I moved to another state to get away from you. You repulse and disgust me. You absolutely make me sick at my stomach. And we're getting the help with the information because you make everybody sick at their stomach. Something is a crime and it's illegal because people don't like it when you do that. David, stupid. You're stupid, David. It gets on my nerves. I hate stupid. Anybody that knows me, I can't handle stupid. I can't. When you do something that's illegal, that means people don't like it when you do that, and they're not going to like you if you do things people don't like, David. You were told to stop it in March 20. You've been told many times to stop it, but very, very emphatically in March 2020, do not invade her privacy anymore. Do not contact her or her family in any way, shape, or form, directly or indirectly. That means my family, my ex-husband, my kids, nobody gets contacted by you ever again, and she better not be broke. I should not have $3,000 every 6 months of student loan money to live on, and then your little canned food here with DoorDash. You shouldn't have anything to do with my income at all. At all. And then I have to call my ex-husband and beg and him scream and yell at me. When I'm going, look, I'm going, here's what the guy said. Call him. We heard he testified and he bullshitted. Just like they tell, just say this, just say that. None of it's true or it's partial true. There's a guy that bought me. They think they're going to deliver, get a bunch of money, and there's a list of people to be paid. Any of the victim know that before you did it? I do. What does that mean, Lucius? What does that mean, David? Cuckoo Bird Charles, what does that mean? Your Huntington's disease is not going to get better. It's going to get worse. Okay, you know why I have that? Because your cruelty is making people sick at their stomach that I can't feed myself. That you have interfered with my money that bad that I cannot fucking feed myself. I made you broke. Why don't you like me? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna take your car. Why don't you like me? Why won't you come? I'm here. I moved here to not be where you are. I moved to a whole different state to never again have to hear what you think or how you feel or what you want. And right now, everybody's sick of y'all. We get the help. You get caught. How do I know my ex-husband and my son testified? How do I know you trafficked me and there's a list and they might be on it? My guy goes, call him. If he takes your call and helps you, there's no truth to that intel. It's bad intel. And he's not on that list. If he doesn't answer the phone or if he screams and yells at you because you're not going along with this delivery thing and he's not getting his money because he's on the list, we got a problem. It's good intel. I called, didn't answer. The last time I called, it was a nightmare. He screamed and yelled, and no, it was bad. And there was no excuse for that. Now, here's the thing. They take the money like this. You think I'm not the only girl to do this, but I'm going to speak for me and the other victims. And you're not going to stop me. You're not going to stop me. You need to understand how sick and tired of you everybody is. And of this. And of me being broke. And of your torment. And your terrorizing. I'm sick of watching Charles Perry terrorize her and try to ruin her. And he doesn't want her to know he's got Huntington's disease. Make sure she finds out. And we did. You are hated. All of you. Because your cruelty is just unimaginable. We can't imagine why anybody would do the things you do. Can't do it. Normal people can't. There's your little group of violent offenders, and outside of that is everybody else who's normal. And cannot imagine why in the fuck anyone would do what you're doing. And you need to get that. And when he said, don't invade her privacy, do not contact her or her family in any way, shape, or form, directly or indirectly again. And she had better not be broke. Because we've known her a long time. There's no excuse for that. There is absolutely no excuse. It's not a bad economy. Fuck you for saying that. So, when you did, look how much we've gotten every day since then. I'm going to get evidence. I'm going to lock you up, and you're not doing this to anybody again. That's it. It's over. We've quoted you every day since. After that, we got your code words. After that, Mr. Bittencourt, we got your name. After that, Lucius, we got your name. After that, Calvin, we got your name, and you're bald and fat. Okay? That's what you've done. That was your choice. You can live with your choices. You're grown people. So we got this here. I mean, you can go to court and testify to whatever you want to testify. If you want a perjury charge, lie. Because if there's evidence in a different courtroom right now being collected to put you in jail so you don't hurt anybody ever again, he's going to charge you with perjury, I promise. Okay, so, I mean, he's pissed. He's pissed right now at y'all for doing this to me. My cell phone should not be disconnected, and I should not be broke. I got about 20 bills right now. They need to be paid. Some of them are late, some of them are about to be. Some of them are involving a disconnection of some sort. He's going to make you pay for it with criminal charges. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. We're quoting you. You pay for it with intel first, then criminal charges. The more intel we get, the easier it will be to get a conviction, don't you think? Duh. Common sense would tell you. Okay, and he's like, Tulsa police, we'll be happy to call you when you quit acting like a bunch of meter maids. So far, what we know about Tulsa police is they're very good at chasing a victim of crime, domestic violence around Tulsa, and pulling her over and running her tags and writing her ticket. Hooray for you. Meter maid could do that. When you're done acting like a bunch of meter maids, then we'll call you, because this is heavy-duty crime fighting, and we're having to do your job for you. Okay, I don't understand that, but okay. That's not what I was taught policing was. That's not why the taxpayers pay you. Yeah, we have a reasonable expectation you're going to fight crime in your jurisdiction. Relieve suffering caused by crime is the only one and only thing you got to do for your job all day. And if you can't do it, somebody else needs to get in there that can. There you go. Okay. Yeah, they don't think it's funny but they don't think Tulsa police is cute at all. They don't think that. We got this. We got a dead cop, and one that's sitting in prison right now that shouldn't be in prison because you didn't do your job. What if I end up dead next? What if I end up kidnapped? What if I end up digging out of a dumpster, malnourished? Just another Tulsa homeless. I'm not on drugs and I don't do alcohol. It is a concerted effort to make me be in that situation so that I'll finally agree to not just starve to death but be raped too. Yeah, you guys are impressive. Okay, so I'm sorry, but you're accountable for what you've done. You just are. Like it or not, it's not up to you. You are. Or not done. Negligence, right? Dereliction of duty. I mean, there's a lot of ways that, I think I said I'm not going to sue you, and I could. I'll cop you and I'm make you look bad, and I have. You didn't solve Mike's case, I did. They didn't let me testify, they attacked me, which means I'm right. Because you don't attack somebody who's wrong. That means I'm right. They're retaliating because I'm right on the money, and you know it, and they know it. Mike didn't do that, couldn't have. The evidence tells me what happened. It's not that. The evidence tells me there was no drunken brawl. The evidence tells me there was an attempted murder of Michael Neely and a murder of Chief Miller when he questioned, what did you put in his drink? Because you cannot beat a man to death and have no injury while you're asleep. Can't do it. So, had you prosecuted the obstruction of justice and the destruction of my evidence, they'd be here today with their families. You're with your family. What if your family didn't have you anymore? You owed it to them to do the right thing and enforce the law in the state where you have the state and town where you have jurisdiction. And if you can't do it, then you need to quit and let somebody else get in there that can. Because somebody else is helping me. The McNamara email did not come from you. Okay, if we get tipped off, David and Charles, you're not running Oklahoma law enforcement, are you? So who is? Who is? Yeah, you guys are hated. People don't like crime, and they don't like what you're doing. So we get tipped off every day. I'm going to take her car, and she can't buy another one, and make sure she can't make no money. Tell Ernest not to give her no money. Yell at her. Make her feel like shit. Okay. Look how that worked out for you. Cynthia's ex-husband and son testified, and it didn't help anything. He came across like an asshole. So one of the guys said he's blaming the kid. I have another mouth to feed. I can't help you too. Well, I shouldn't have to call you for help, should I? And you take my money like this, then I have to call you for help. Then Charles and Dave give you money, and then you give that to me and tell me I have to pay it back. Whose money is it? Whose money is it? Is it your money or Charles and Dave's money? Do you have income statements and financial statements to prove it's your money that you gave me that you want me to pay, Ernest, want me to pay back? Or was Dave meet you in Seminole on your way up here and he gave you a bunch of cash? How does that work? Because in our case, you're going to have to prove it. And the reason there's so much questions on it is because of the way he treated me. Because if he hadn't acted like that, he wouldn't look like he might be a part of this and on that list. And he's mad because I'm not just going along with it. Right? That's what he said. He goes, if it's Cynthia's ex-husband is acting like Cynthia's ex-husband, then, this excuses he comes up with when she needs help, which she shouldn't need help. I should be making $3,000 to $4,000 a month. So why am I having to call him for help? And then, is it his money or your money? Can he prove that? That's easy to do. Here's your income statement. Here's your monthly bills. Where'd you get this much money to give to her? Where'd it come from? Okay, so now you want her to pay back? No, Charles and Dave just took this much money just this week from me, $14,000. $1,400 they took from me just this week that I should have made door dashing. Just 1 week. So imagine 9 years worth of this. How much is it now? My guy says it's astronomical. The amount of money you owe me. And you throw this canned food shit at me through my ex-husband after he screams at me he said, man, she was nice enough to give you her hand in marriage and 10 years of her life and a kid. That mouth to feed, you only have that kid. You only have that mouth to feed because of her. Show some respect for her and what she's going through. Unless you're a part of it. Unless you're on the list and you're all pissed off because you're supposed to get some money and she won't go along with this trafficking deal. Larry gives Charles money if I were to be delivered. Larry gives Charles money. Charles then pays Ernest and Dennis and a bunch of people that are on that list. So now he's not getting that money. He's pissed and he's yelling at me. Is that how that works? It is either that way. You're either doing what we say or you're not. It's that simple. Okay, so there's that.
Leave me alone. I will. You talk to me.
Okay, he's going where she is and tormenting and harassing and tormenting. Mr. Perry, in my phone will type, I'm going to get you. I'm going to take. Why don't you like me? I'm going to take your car. I made you broke. Why don't you like me? Is it Jim? Is it Al? Who's leaking? Is it your kids? Is it your mom? Oh my God. Wow. Don't invade her privacy. Do not contact her, and she'd better not be broke, or I'm going to kick your ass harder than it has ever been kicked before in your life. Any other victim have all this information that I have? Anyone? Before you do it, not after. Yeah. Okay, what does it mean that I do? This guy's like, I'm sorry, but this organization is easy to take over because they're just stupid. Yep. That would never have happened in my organization, but that's why I don't do business with sex perverts. They think with that much of a you-know-what of theirs and can't control themselves, and they make bad decisions every time. Because what happens in a normal organization is, you don't go after women, first of all, or cops. Second of all, and you don't go after kids. Second of all, is that if you don't want sensitive information getting out into the wrong hands, like the hands of police, like yours and hers. I'm not a police. He's just saying, okay, so I'm not. I'm something, but I'm not allowed to tell you what right now. I know I never did the meter maid thing. I mean, that was just not. But this is very serious crime. I've been willing to go without food. Any cop out there willing to go without food for a week or a day or a month or a place to live to catch a really, really bad guy? It's not for everybody.
For 2 minutes,
No,
leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, see you.
Okay, he's going where she is. Charles is in Oklahoma. I moved from Lubbock to Dallas in 2013. I have not seen Charles Berry since then. Since January 2013. When you see text where I say, do my deductions count? It's a yes or no question coming from a seasoned accountant. It was yes. My deductions were counted by the IRS. His response was a bunch of stuff that had nothing to do with my question, and you lose your stock, you have no control. Weird as it gets. Didn't even make sense. But for I had just said, finish up my taxes, and we're never to have anything to do with each other again. This is awful. You leave me alone. He didn't. I had to move to the Dallas area where he butts into things with me and Fabian and my job. I had to completely change careers. He ruined my career. So I had a political consulting business. I'm working with I didn't do state. I did federal. Now that may have changed had I had my business longer, but Mr. Perry wanted it ruined, so he ruined it. How much money do you owe me from that? Okay, so I moved in from Dallas, started dancing, and he got in my work there, and into a dating thing with Fabian. We weren't dating yet, but I told somebody that's who I want to date. I want to see what he's like. From what I'm seeing, I'm very impressed with him. He works very hard. He's very professional with all the girls, and he's hot as hell. And he tells me, I think you deserve better than spend the rest of your life being harassed by this man. You deserve good things. He's been the one person that has not been used to hurt me for you on the planet. My family can't say that. Didn't give you information that would hurt me. Didn't try to coax me somewhere. Oh, move back to Texas so we can do more harm to you. My ex-husband has said that a lot. And I've told him, listen, they're trying to kill me. They're trying to fucking kill me, and you know that. So why do you keep asking me, why don't you move up here? Why don't you move to Oklahoma? And then bring the kid, and then we're all close. We can all, see each other on a regular basis. My ex-husband and I are platonic friends. Or I thought we were. I guess we're not. I enjoyed his company. It wasn't romantic anymore. But I wanted my kid to have both parents getting along. There's no separate Christmases. There's no, everybody just gets along. Like on Reba or New Christine or something. That was my hope. Apparently he had a different thing in his head. I don't know. So what happens is, then I move up here to Oklahoma where my family is. I came home to my family. Mr. Perry, people think you're off your nut. You don't go to a state where you don't live and weren't invited and complain that you're the victim of crime all the time. So, because you got a woman telling you to leave her alone. Oh, she's harassing me when she tells me to leave her alone. I haven't eaten for 2 days again, by the way. So nobody feels sorry for you. Nobody's helping you. They're helping us. Because that is disgusting that you would put me through that. We've coached you guys every day for 10 years. Look at this. He's not the victim. Causation, crime causation, all that stuff. Your attorney should be the one explaining this stuff to you, not me. You pay him what, $500 an hour? Why is it I'm always having to explain shit to you? Call him and bother him with your questions.
Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved. Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice, see you. Please stop.
So Mr. Perry comes up to Oklahoma, causes me to lose everything I have, tries to traffic me, tries to kidnap me, gets caught, and he's the victim of harassment. Oh my God. On what planet is that? This is the times when your mental illness just glares. You can't miss it. Neil here's not a victim. He's stalking that girl. She's saying, screaming and yelling, leave me alone. What do you think I'm doing?
Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved. Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
Leave me alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
What
I don't ever
happens-
want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God
happened-
bless you, but
what
please leave
happened
me alone.
was-
Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I
What
don't.
about
Stop
that?
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's
No,
why I
no, I
moved.
don't. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
Leave me alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
What
I don't ever
happens-
want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God
happened-
bless you, but
what
please leave
happened
me
was
alone.
just-
Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
Okay, and if it's something that you sat around and planned and it's malicious and it's illegal and you know that, and we're talking about it, that means you're caught. Okay? Just everybody make a note for the record. That means they got caught. We get it before they do it. 9 times out of 10. When we put something out about it, it is to prove malicious aforethought, premeditation, and a criminal intent. That's why we put it out before. Doesn't do a whole lot of good to see if they'll do it and then put it out. We put it out as soon as we get it. And then 2 things happen. One is either it deters them and they don't do it. Or so it's a crime deterrent. I have all the injury. I lost everything I have. I'm eating out of a dumpster. You didn't lose shit. You still have your home, your car, your food, your clothing, all that. I have none of that. You've taken it all more than once. And then, or we have some kind of record of, here's what they talked about doing to me. It's specific and detailed. And it's intending to coerce me or push or pressure me into doing something I don't want to do. Or just harass and just intimidate. You're in a state you don't live in, nor invited to. So the guy's like, here's the thing, here's how I know Charles Perry's full of shit. He's bullshitting. Because he's harassing Cynthia in Lubbock. She goes home to her family in Oklahoma. Away from the harassment. So if Charles was really telling the truth about this and he were being harassed in Oklahoma, he doesn't live there. Go home to your family. Away from the harassment. Or you're just full of crap. And I'm not stupid. I wasn't born yesterday. Stop insulting my intelligence. Most people see it that way. I don't know what planet you live on.
Call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me.
But he's harassing her. Screaming, leave me alone. That's not a crime. Talking about your crime isn't a crime. Okay? I don't care what reality you made up in your own. I mean, golly. Your phone's not disconnected, is it? Yeah.
Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I
No, I
moved.
don't. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
Leave me alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I
What
don't ever
happens-
want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God
happened-
bless you, but
what
please leave me
happened
alone.
was-
Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I
What
don't.
about
Stop
that?
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's
No,
why I
no, I
moved.
don't. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
Leave me alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I
What
don't ever
happens-
want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God
happened-
bless you, but
what
please leave
happened
me
was
alone.
just-
Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I
What
don't.
about
Stop
that?
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's
No,
why I
no, I
moved.
don't. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
Leave me alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I
what
don't ever
happens-
want to hear your phone.
That's okay. I don't care. You
Leave
can
me
tell
alone.
all you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care. You
Leave
can
me
tell
alone.
all you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Yep, got been raping you since
Leave
you were
me
12 years
alone.
old.
Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me...
Alright, so we know that somebody told you you're operating far, far outside the constructs of the law and of morals and values and ethics and rules, far outside of social norms. Very, very deviant behavior. Very, very illegal, deviant, sick, disgusting behavior. And if you're in Oklahoma all the time and she's broke, it kind of looks like you gave her an I told you so. Domestic violence, stalking, your violent offenders involves economic abuse to try to control the victim. Okay, so if you're in Oklahoma and you weren't invited to Oklahoma and you have not seen her since she got to Oklahoma, or since 2013 actually, the last time I saw when I had that final conversation with Mr. Perry was January 2013. I left Lubbock in November 2013 after, it kind of through that summer, I was telling people I want to move, and I was seeing a man named Daryl. Daryl was by far the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life. Treated me better than any man, even better than Saeed, and Saeed treated me really well. Daryl was even better. Daryl was a lot older than me. He was still married, but his wife was in a coma. She was in a catatonic state, vegetative state, about to die. She did die shortly after he did, or either right after or right before. I can't remember. So for about 5 years, Mr. Perry, this is none of your business. I'm not married to you. Whack job. You don't have my consent for that marriage. He just typed in my phone. We're married. Oh my God, we're not. I rejected you and I left. Looney Tune. I've not signed. There's not been a date because I don't want a date with you, skank. I don't want any kind of relationship with you at all. Not friends, nothing. So I left in 2013 to get away from you and have no conflict at all. I rejected you. Okay? I don't know what whack job thing goes on in somebody's head who has Huntington's disease that causes delusion, paranoia, cognitive reasoning problems, impaired hallucinations, psychosis. It's not my problem, and you're bothering me with that, and you don't get to do that. You're violating my rights. I don't like you. Fuck off. Fuck off. Stalking is a felony. Your imaginary affair only is real to you. So he's forged my name to a marriage license, and now he's going around telling everybody I'm his wife. How embarrassing. What does Jackie think of that? Your wife, Jackie, in Lubbock. What does she think about that? The mother of your children. How awful you would do something like that to her. How awful. So Daryl's wife, though, was in, for 5 years before I met him, was in a vegetative state and expected to die any time. So mostly we were just friends, but as time went on, that began to change. Treated me better than I've ever been treated in my life. He died of cancer, and I thought I was going to die too. It about killed me. I have not felt that kind of pain in my whole life, ever. And right before that, we lost custody, the final custody thing of Tristan. So I lost my son, I lost my parents, and I lost him in one whack. So did Dennis, by the way. And it was, I cried nonstop. And Dennis came home, I remember came home from school one day, and he goes, listen, I get that you hurt. I get it. But I'm your kid. You got to stop crying. I need you to stop crying. Right around that same time, Mr. Perry, I went on a date with Daryl and forgot my phone. The phone is the GPS tracker for a stalker these days. Voyeurism, he's a voyeur. Charles Perry's a voyeur. If you don't believe me, sit with him for 24 hours. Watch everything he does on his phone and his computers. Okay? Otherwise, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay? Sit with him. One of two things is going to happen. I'll finally get 24 hours of peace, and he won't bother me anymore, or you're going to catch him doing something he shouldn't be doing. Have somebody sitting right next to him who will hold him accountable and watch everything he does on his computer and everything he does on his phone. And if you're not willing to do that, then don't comment on it. You don't have that right. You don't know what you're talking about. You're missing information, and you're factually ignorant. He's a voyeur. He's a peeping Tom. What a disgusting, fucked up thing to do. It is a vulgar violation of a woman to watch her in the privacy of her home. Or anywhere where you have the reasonable expectation of privacy, or you're being your phone. Okay, number 2, the Supreme Court, by the way, ruled, Mr. Consueler, your phone, you have reasonable expectation of privacy in your phone. Okay, I've asserted that. I've asserted equal protection. Violence against women, Title 18 of the United States Code, 1512 and 1513. All the laws that should protect me and are not from your end. I'm getting tipped off on everything Charles is trying to do from somebody else. So Charles isn't running Oklahoma law enforcement. I don't think he knows how to run down the street without falling down and making a fool of himself. Okay, so you got I mean, I know I was trafficked. I know 222. We know your code words. We know your names. Who got that to me? I can't do that by myself. What is it you think in your pretend make-believe world we're going to do with that? Yeah, everybody wants you guys in jail, so you stop. We're getting the help with the information, and you're not. Pay attention. What does that mean? Any of you smart enough to know what that means? So you were told that it's really hard for me to make the case that you're being harassed in a state where you don't live and don't have any reason to be. And you don't have any injury. You got your home. You got your car. You got your phone. Your bills are paid. She's going without food. Car after car after car has been wrecked. Pullover after pullover after pullover arranged. Where's the equal protection? Looks like gender discrimination to me, and we do not tolerate that now. This is not Noah's Ark now. So what is wrong with you, hillbilly? I testified for Officer Neely. I tried to just testify, and they wouldn't let me. Why do you think that is? That means that means I'm right. Or why do that? Why worry about what I have to say if I'm not right? And so they blocked that. I did it without electricity for a week. They punished me. Domestic violence, economic abuse. Violent offenders. Only 0.1% of the population is a violent offender. 99.9% can't understand why the fuck you act like that. They got criminologists. They got forensic psychologists. They got criminal psychologists. There's a number of different studies that study why in the fuck you do what you do. That is so offensive to everybody else. Okay, so when you get up in the morning and we quote you, don't ask, how did she know? How'd she find out? Don't contact me. Don't invade my privacy, and I better not be broke. Every day since 2020, we quoted you before that. We got stuck before that. But the more cruel you get, the more we get. Because people rant when they're pissed off, and this stuff pisses people off that you're doing this to me. Duh. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna take your car. I made you broke. Why don't you like me? You're my wife. Oh my, every day he types that crap in my phone. Sir, I am not your wife. Fuck off. Fuck off, whack job. I don't want to hear anything from you at all. I don't like you. I rejected you and I left. So I leave my phone at home. I go on a date with Daryl. I come home. There's fucking liquid all over my fucking counter. I look up in the counter above. It had whatever he put in there had eaten a hole out of the cabinet. The plywood just ate a hole straight through it. So I'm talking to a Lubbock police officer and I'm like, either he got interrupted or he just wanted me to know he could get in here and do this. If he can put it here, he can put it in my milk or anywhere and kill me dead. And he goes, well, there's no sign of forced entry. I think nowadays they've changed some of the laws in some states. There doesn't have to be signs of forced entry anymore because it's become common to bump key, locksmith kit. So just because there's no sign of forced entry in these days doesn't mean shit. Doesn't have to be. The rapist in Colorado, that the movie Unbelievable is about that. No sign of forced entry, I believe, in any of those rapes. So that's not an excuse to fail as a cop anymore. Not anymore. But after that, I knew we needed to get the fuck out of Lubbock. And I had friends of mine, some in law enforcement. I helped, I ran for a short period of time a man's campaign named Ronnie O'Neill for sheriff. And he is a United States Marshal. That's not a little hint, Charles. He's not helping us. If I say a name, he goes, that's who it is. That's helping. Call him. Yep, call whoever it is you think it is. Call him and tell him stop stopping your crime. And then hold your breath. They'll get right on that. There's a bunch of guys that have done this for 9 years, Charles. Spend a lot of time and money trying to keep me safe from you. I have police protection because I need it. From you. You're a violent offender. Allegedly. So, we get, anyways, so, I mean, in the process of that and just living there and working in politics and stuff, I knew a lot of people in law enforcement, and a lot of them were telling me, you're going to have to move. I'm not trying to make you, leave or anything. I feel terrible that you're going through this. But what he's doing to you, I believe you're going to have to move. Now, I only told about 6 people this, what he was doing to me. Definitely didn't go right into the media with it. So where's the political vendetta? Nobody makes up a story, keeps their mouth shut for 4 years, moves, then moves again, and then goes public. If it's a political vendetta. Yeah, you're brand new. I've been in politics all my life. My granddad was in it. I grew up in it. I was in it. I lobbied from 2020 on till you ruined my career. Federal government reform issues. So you had just jumped in and decided to run for state assembly, and I helped you win, and you got a political vendetta. Like you think you matter. It's funny, you think you matter. So he was like, I can't make a case for her that she's harassing you when she's moved twice to get away from you, and you're always where she is, and you don't really need to be where she is. It sounds to me like she's talking. You're bothering her, and you're getting caught bothering her, and you're complaining about that. If you don't like getting caught, don't bother her. This is how easy solve. If you're not being harassed. You're not the broke one. I think you're pissing people off. When people get pissed off and offended at somebody's actions, they'll rant. So we don't have problems getting information. You do. People don't like you. They feel bad for me. A lot of people feel very bad for me, just like he does. What'd he say?
Say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break.
Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. It doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Leave me alone! This make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches? I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't
get
give a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can
find
bring
Is
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army.
You're gonna
I don't give a
find
fuck.
out.
This make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make
Oh,
you
is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures?
I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't
get
give a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can
find
bring
Is
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army.
You're gonna
I don't
find
give a
out.
fuck.
This make you feel?
Stalkers have pictures of the victims wherever they go. I'm not going where Charles is, he's where I am. Uninvited and unwanted.
You're filming my father and my... I don't...
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me
All
alone.
you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to, but even when they're not. Unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to, but even when they're not. Unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to, but even when they're not. Unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is...
Charles, my answer is no. Emphatically, absolutely not. Fuck off. Fuck you. No. I rejected you and I left. I don't do cruel guy. I don't do peepin' Tom. I don't do canned food guy. Period. You're everything that disgusts me. I rejected you. Fuck off. You fucking weirdo. Listen, there's a lot of names I've called Mr. Perry that normally those words would not come out of my mouth. But because he is doing to me what he is doing to me, sometimes there's one way to get him to back off. Even enough for me to just breathe a little bit. And that is to call him the names that I call him. And I'm sorry if it offends people, but you're not living in my life, going without food, going without shelter, because someone is intentionally causing that, trying to make you go be raped. When you're living in my life, then you can comment. Until then, why don't you shut up? Help or get out of my way. Just like that. Now on this page on the Facebook, there's a bunch of evidence. A whole bunch of it, like this. I'm going to take your car. In 2019, I'm going to have her car towed and sold before she figures out it's not legal. They apparently, I heard, sold my car to Mo from Good Deal. He's already paid for it. He's just waiting to pick it up. When I go to the club or somewhere else, not your car to take. Not your car to take. You need, my granny, if it's not yours, keep your hands to yourself. Have some dignity, have some class, and do not embarrass Granddad. My granddad was a dignitary. By the way, hit. After that, I'm hit. Over. That's a hit and run. Over and over. See? Hit and run. Yeah. Tulsa police did not want my evidence on that. Every day, they threatened to take my car or cause engine problems. The tire was flat yesterday. It shouldn't be. Over and over. Now, Tulsa police did not get us that. By the way, this Tulsa police did not do that. So the guys that did do that, when you're done being meter maids, we'll call you. Until then, not going to happen. Okay, this is, because, a meter maid could pull somebody over, run a tag, and write a ticket. There's, we're catching hard crime. This is hard for us. It's really hard for Cindy. And you're not helping. So we're not going to dignify you with a phone call. When you quit being a meter maid and pulling her over 6, 7, 8 times in a year, then we'll call you. This is a domestic violence crime. We're fighting crime. What are you doing with time and resources you've been given? This was dated 10/29/2015, and it says he's going to arrange a false arrest to coerce. That's what the whole email's about. And then he did. I guess Judge McNamara might have been discussed as a possibility of being involved, as he was going to do it to both my son and I. When I gave that to my ex-husband, all of a sudden, my son's fine. Thank God. Whatever keeps my son safe. Okay, so since they didn't get... Okay, here's all the wrecks. That's not fishy. That's not fishy at all. First, they hit me there. Then they hit me there. Right at the wheel. Every time. Then they hit me there. They threw a brick at me, and it bounced off the asphalt and hit the engine and cracked it in two. That could have been my face. That was attempted murder number 2. This was what was reported to Mike Neely. They put dust all in the back of the trunk. It was also all over a room where David has his employees staying. They flattened my tires more than once. They'll take out a tail light. The cops called me, change your tail light. They want you pulled over. So I did. Then they tried again. This guy missed. He got the back of me right there. He said, he jumps out. Oh, you hit me. And I'm like, well, I'm looking at the paint on the back of your car there. See, there's none on mine, but there was on his. Looks, and I don't know how many hit your back bumper with the side of my car. Dumb. Send me a picture. I was like, told my attorney, watch. I'm gonna ask him to send me a picture. I want it coming from his phone, a text of his car, with the damage on it. Very, very mild damage, about like mine. And he wanted to call the cops. Call the cops. No. I don't do locals. First of all, I don't ever call locals unless I just have to. And the only reason I have to is to get a protective order. You have to file a police report, or you can't get a protective order. And if somebody's threatening you with death and false arrest, you need one. Okay, every day I'm threatened with death and false arrest, kidnapping now. They got the piper ready. Tim's going to turn the transponder off, so when they land, nobody knows where she is. We'll just go get her furniture. Well, that's a whole nother thing I'll get into in a minute, my furniture. I have one wicker dresser that I just bought with my student loan money. Keep in mind, I should be making $3,000 a month. 3 to 4. At least. I apply for work at Walgreens, Target, and Quick Trip. Somebody goes, I've met a lot of ding-dongs that work at Walmart, Target, and Quick Trip. She's more than qualified. Didn't even get a call back. So, Charles, what did you do to make that happen? He couldn't answer. He goes, well, she could get on unemployment or welfare. Nope, that was not my question, sir. My question is, why are you impeding her from getting a job? They have a witness. He goes, they have a witness. You substantiated the witness. Mr. Perry seems to understand he substantiated the witness. He just doesn't care. We care. You're getting told on. We know somebody said that to you. You're operating far outside social norms. You're offending people. You're getting told on. Okay? We take information from inside your criminal organization. You get told on. So when you threaten me every day with, I'm going to get you, I'm going to take, I'm going to do, bro, we're going, wow, okay, but look at your results and look at ours. We're getting help with inside information on your crime, and nobody will return your phone calls. So what does that tell you? If you're, whack job. Okay, so there's that. And yeah, my tire yesterday was flat. Now, for Michael Neely, I went into... they didn't let me testify, so I filed 2 motions to intervene. There should have been a hearing to decide on whether or not I had standing to file that, and there wasn't. There's more and more of that's getting suspicious. So all of this is going on to the docket, which we wanted. Now anybody from law enforcement, anywhere, prosecutors and everything can look at all that and go, interesting, I have something similar. Or I think maybe he did this in my jurisdiction. Or I think maybe, whatever they want to look at, Charles. Yeah. This organized crime is what it is. So, this says, look at my kid. He's hit 3 times, and then everybody went home safe and sound. You can tell he was in a little fight here. This was from his Snapchat or Instagram or something, and he's got mad. All of a sudden, out of the blue, it's been out there forever. I want you to take my picture down. Why? Because Charles told you to take it down? Is it too compelling of a, you guys want to do this false charge thing again, put me back in jail? He told Fabian in 2016, I'm going to find a way to lock her up again, and she won't get out this time unless she's with me. You need to give up. That was recorded, Charles. So basically what you told Fabian is, I know you win. She wants you. I'm going to have to hold her hostage and false imprison her and get her to say she'll pretend she likes me, because she really doesn't. And I can't get her any other way to do that, because what she wants is you. You're the nice guy. I'm the jackass. Sick, sadistic criminal. That's basically what you told him. He won. And he did. You're the wannabe. Always a wannabe. Never wanted. Mike has no injuries and no head injury. He was found unconscious and in respiratory distress. He was the police officer that just took the report 6 days before in Manford on car vandalism. Maybe it's the Stalker. That we don't know that for sure, but chances are high. You're obligated to tell police things like this when you make a report, if you know it. Here, David Robertson and I are in a lawsuit. Here's the text that he sent me. We think he was trying to kill me, that Charles hired him as a hitman. Otherwise, I would know the guy, and he has no motive to want me dead. But for Charles. And he's got his employees staying 3 doors down here. Dynamic shot. They're staying right here. They found the same powder all in that room. Mike Neely was talking about the Jeff Epstein with Lucky just hours before that murder. So, the first thing you normally go, why is he in respiratory distress, and why is he unconscious? The first responders are going to think about that. How do we treat it? Well, his symptoms were drug overdose. They gave him Narcan. There's no head injury. There's no hit. There's no sign that he was in a fight at all, much less a drunken brawl that ended up with the other guy dead. Of blunt force trauma to the head, strangulation, and internal decapitation, where he was hit back and forth so hard. It was like he was in a car crash, the medical examiner said, that his skull came off his body. And Mike looks like that. There was no drunken brawl. Somebody put something in Mike's drink. They let him in. It was somebody they knew. Somebody put opioids in his drink. He drank it. He passes out. Lucky and the offender get in a fight. And the offender kills Lucky dead. Takes Mike off the bed where he's passed out. Throws him on top of him. Face down on top of Lucky. Covering up both faces because they felt some shame. They didn't want to look at him as they walked out. But we found out about that. Not Tulsa police. And here's the arrest report. No injuries are here. Red swollen right hand. He's got an IV in the right hand. If he beat somebody to death so hard their head came off their body, it's not going to be red and swollen. It would be black and blue. His hands would look like Lucky's face. Okay. See, I was raised by police. 4 generations, Mr. Perry. March 2nd, 2020, he was drugged. He didn't do it. May, he was drugged. He was drugged. They treated him with Narcan. Not concussion. Not he got hit in the head in a fight. That's my testimony. You knew you had the compound in Houston, or you were afraid he was going to find out about it, or maybe Natalie Holloway is there because you were talking about Natalie Holloway. There was no crime scene with her. There was no body. So it's possible, and we know that. And you were talking about it. My guy's like, put something out that we're going to do an extraction. Okay. Well, the extraction got responses of she doesn't go by Natalie Holloway anymore. Would she remember who she is? I don't know. There's a whole lot here. These are the communications between Mr. Perry and I, where he says, this is the last of our do my taxes and leave me the hell alone. Are they going to take my deductions, Mr. Seasoned Accountant? It's a yes or no question. Look at the stupid shit he got into that has nothing to do with my question. It's a yes. It was a yes, by the way. You are stuck. You have no control. You lose. Where is it? Right here. You lose at the very bottom. Right there. Do I? You're the one getting told on and I lose? You're getting crime caught like never before in your life and I lose? You're getting your crime caught more than ever in your life because you're doing it to me. They don't know what that means. I guess I don't know words. Grown up normal words. Look at this. I helped with this campaign. I've got all this here. Anybody can look at it. And the false arrest that he did, he's trying to do another one. They got the harassment email. I'm going to send her home from jail. We're going to tell her we'll leave her alone. Instead, we're going to harass the hell out of her. Then when she complains about it, we'll say she's harassing us. We're going to lie. Right? We've been over this. This is old news, Mr. Perry. You're not fooling anybody at all. I know you think you are because you're delusional and shit, but you're not. This is, I guess I can finally hear how you knew Mike had to be begged or coaxed or Hansel and Greteled to Pensacola. Go to Pensacola, Mike. It'll be fun. Here's your subpoena. We know you're a witness. We're going to tamper with you anyway. Yeah, how often do you do that? This got his Calvin's name right here. There's a COVID moratorium, so we can't cut off her money like we did the DoorDash. She's $1,400 short what she should be and could be. So she won't have the money to pay her rent. It won't matter because of the COVID moratorium. We're going to have to do it on smoking. Right? And then she tried. She almost did. She tried. This was dated February 15th. This is dated February 9th. We get it before, not after. You can't understand simple concepts like cause and effect. When you do a crime to me, you get caught. Cause and effect. You touch a hot stove, you get burned. Cause and effect. It's different than any other victim, but it's the same every time you do it to me, you get caught. We get the information beforehand, not after. Before and after. It's like daycare with you people. I really, literally, I can't stand stupid. This is the Lubbock thing that happened with the shit. My vitamin bottles were in that cabinet. On the right is a new one, a brand new one. On the left is the one that was melted from whatever he put on the cabinet when I went to dinner with Daryl Kitchens. This is 1416. Look at that. These are the bond conditions. You said there's no quid pro quo. What my attorney said is they'll drop the charges, and I said I'm not gonna. They wanted me to lie. I said I'm not gonna lie. I'll just stay quiet, but he can never contact me again ever. And so it has it in here that he cannot contact me. You'd think a state senator in Texas is going to agree to that, an order they don't contact a stalking victim in a bond conditions. I think Chief Miller said, I've seen bond conditions. That's not what this is. This is a cover-up negotiation. And I sued him for breach of contract, and there was no res judicata in that case, Mr. Perry. You're going to have to explain that in your criminal trial. I got that in jail. Fabian's name intersecting with the word hope. Boo and sad indicate the sue and the fear and the sadness you cause, and you're just this wannabe butt-in. Always a wannabe, never wanted. So there's all that. The false arrest that they did was here. Okay, you have to file a police report by law. This was denied because I didn't bring it. Okay, I file a police report because they're escalating again on the 21st. Remember that text sent on the 4th? A false arrest and my murder is not going to vindicate him. It's going to be another I told you so is what it's going to be. Okay, I file that report. The event that happened that I'm talking about in here was on the 16th. After the 4th. After the 10/29/2015 email. McNamara email. That's this right here. Look, 4th. It's not going to vindicate him. It's going to vindicate me. I'm getting poisoned. Are you guys giving me arsenic? Just like Michael. Just like Michael Neely. Yeah, we are. I never got a blood test. There should have been a blood test. I'm arrested. I charged in Lubbock. Retaliating against a public servant for doing his job as a senator. What? Wow. To me, it looked like I don't want to die. And that's not part of your job as a senator. That's not what you do to pass a law in Texas. You're not, Mr. Perry's not unable to identify his legislative duties. I get arrested on the 29th. They don't call me back till the 15th. I'm already in jail. We need your evidence. She's asking for the evidence. Okay, that's obstruction. Tulsa police should have prosecuted that, and they didn't. And as a result, we have a dead cop. That's all there is to it. So my guys are like, when they're done being meter maids, then we'll call them, but not before. There's a text long before I could have anticipated Mr. Perry would lie in 2015. These are dated 2011. These are all about stalking. There's nothing political here. I didn't need Mr. Perry's help for anything. I was already well established in politics. A Republican like him helped him get elected. I didn't need his fucking help with shit. He needed my help. If you move into a neighborhood and you're the new guy, then you're going to want somebody that's been there a while to introduce you to the other neighbors, right? You don't have the guy that's lived there for 20 years go to the new guy and say, introduce me to the neighbors. Same thing with politics. I was in it for a long time. So he's full of crap. There's no political vendetta. You don't keep your mouth shut for 4 years, move, then move again, and then go public. Yeah, you and your bullshit. Okay, so we got the furniture situation. I have a wicker that I bought with student loan money. Wicker dresser that I paid $119 for on sale. I have an ottoman, 2 ottomans that cost $30 each, and that's my furniture. I have another smaller ottoman that costs $20 that I've had a little while now. It wasn't bought recently. That's my furniture. That's my furniture. We're going to go take her furniture, load it up, and tell her you have to leave Oklahoma, where you came to get away from all of us. Wow. That is stalking. That is stalking. So we've documented all the threats and all the harassment. But see, we're going to get our bus pass. People give us this kind of stuff, Mr. Perry, more frequently. The more cruel you get, the more broke I am, and the more you pester me. Your guy said when he takes our money and pesters her, things don't work out for us. We're seeing things happen we've not seen before. I'm going to get you. I'm going to take. I made you broke. Why don't you like me? Never in my life have I gone out with anybody who did what you do. Everybody I've dated made sure I didn't miss a meal or I didn't date them. And our shrink said, she's flat told them, I like men who work hard and have something interesting to talk about. I already know what I did all day. You fucking bore. Creepy, violating, rapist bore. So, I really don't find you interesting. I like men who work hard and have something interesting to talk about. And you don't have that. Because you watched what I did all day. You watched me work. You watched me do stuff like this, type these things up all fucking day. And then go dance or go DoorDash and then get my homework done. And you sat there and watched all that on your fat, lazy ass. So I already know what I did all day. You are of no interest to me at all. You have nothing to add. I like men who are out working hard and they have something interesting to talk about what they did all day. That had nothing to do with me. I already know what I did all day. That's not interesting to me. Then she's flat said, I don't date a man unless he makes sure I don't miss a meal. Even if that's just supporting my career, so make sure I make money. Saeed, Ernest, both did that. And Charles is running around telling everybody he wants to starve her until she lies. So he's after the lie. It's not about a date. And he needs to stop lying. He needs to stop insulting people's intelligence with his bullshit. So there's that. Okay, so everyone can kind of see that. It's duly noted for the record in your criminal case, Mr. Perry. I don't know what you can, did they testify? My guy said, let's prove this out. Let's make sure we record a lot of things. Some of it's good intel, some of it's bad. Call him. If he's nice and he helps you, then there's no truth to this. It's bad intel. If he's an asshole or he won't talk to you, then he's mad because you're not going along with this trafficking thing and he wants his money. I mean, that's what we're looking for. We watch people's reactions very closely. You don't attack someone who's wrong. I'm right, or you wouldn't attack me. How many men try to make me fail? One woman. Yeah, okay. So, in closing, disclaimer. All right, so this is the blog. This goes over Mike's case. It goes over the attempted murder of me with arsenic, and then the subsequent false imprisonment, which they did the same thing to Mike. They kill him. He doesn't die. They put him in jail. It's a false imprisonment, a whole lot of fraud, and a whole lot of perjury, fraud upon a court. 1512, Article 18, Title 18, 1512, and 1513 applies. You are retaliating, and you are prohibited by law, and your attorney needs to tell you this. It's not my responsibility. Okay, so we got this all, here's the trafficking thing. Here's his erotomania, it's delusional erotomania he suffers from. Here's a lot more evidence. Dr. Russell, my shrink, he intended to cause you harm and hurt you. The false arrest was a stalking escalation. It's domestic violence. You're a violent offender. Okay, only 0.1% of the population acts like you. 99.9% of the population can't understand you. That's why we're getting the help, not you. Okay, here's the disclaimer. Oh, here's the, this guy solicited prostitution on behalf of Mr. Perry at my work. Him and David both came to my work in strip clubs. This guy offers me $5,000. Now, why are you coming where I am? I'm not going where you are. Yep. Okay, this is I think we've even got something about right here. Bunch of grand jury testimony already fudged on that page right there. And the disclaimer, Mr. Perry, every time you contact me, we get more. Every day that I'm broke, we get more evidence against you, more intel. I found out I was trafficked before you trafficked me. I know to who. I know about your little piper playing and turning your transponder off, Tim. FAA will ground you for that. So they were talking about it. They're like, she's talking too much about this transponder and stuff. We got to find a different way to kidnap her. Can't put her on a plane. We heard you. When you contact me, we get information like that. Every day that I'm broke, we get even more. Every day Mike's in jail, even more. Every day you invade my privacy, they invade yours. They have a court order, and you have a weirdo problem you can't control. There's this. And if we get tipped off every time you try to do something to me, you are not running Oklahoma law enforcement, are you? If they're involved. So I assert my right to equal protection. That video right there is by the National Stalking Resource Center about how frequently stalkers use technology to stalk, like cell phones, voyeur cameras. This is what police are supposed to do on a stalking complaint. Not what TPD does. Just ignore it, shove it in a drawer. Then when she's finally murdered, we've got a perfect first 48 episode to show what great homicide detectives we have. The goal is don't let there be a murder, okay? That's what police do, good police. I was raised by 4 generations. It doesn't get any more cop family than me. Also, not only was I raised by 4 generations of police, my granddad was a chief of police in Roswell, New Mexico. His name is on the front door of the police department where he served. He was also a city councilman. He also helped get those UFO museums over there because it's brought a lot of money into Roswell. Whether you believe in aliens or not, doesn't matter. There's curiosity about it. People come from all over the world to go to those museums. He helped establish, mostly for the economy of the town. And he was county treasurer. I'm also I got 6 courses left, and I get a bachelor's degree in criminal justice, and they are fighting me hard on that. How many men sit around and try to make one woman fail? There you go. A lot. And you wouldn't attack me if I was wrong. You only attack me because I'm right. Yep. Okay. So there's that. People are sick of y'all. We are getting the help, not you. We have information. Most victims don't know all this stuff, do they? But I do. Why is it different when you do it to me? In your make-believe world, what do you think we're doing with the intel? Don't invade her privacy. Don't contact her again. She better not be broke, because we'll make you pay. Okay? We'll take your ass to court, put you in jail, so you can't do this stuff to people anymore, ever again. The Houston compound, apparently they kidnapped a bunch of women, took them to this cute compound, had sex with them, have sex with the kids. We hear it's pretty gross that the kids are being severely abused. They're shitting on the floor because they're getting sodomized, we hear. Natalie Holloway might be there. That's FBI Houston's job to check into that. mean, that's just their job. It's, I don't know how anybody can see all that and walk out and talk about it and not take some, not do a little more than just, I wouldn't have left without the kids. I'd have grabbed those kids and taken off, and now arrest me for kidnapping if you want to, but let's get those kids out of there. Right? Is anybody checking on them? FBI Houston? FBI George? FBI Keith? You gonna let kids get raped like that all the time? Mr. Perry tells people that the women consent. They don't. They're trying to starve me until I consent. That's not consent. If they consent, Charles, give those women each $1,000 and let them come and go as they please. Or shut up. Or shut up. Alright, so there's that.